Nothing called, and Michigan still scrambling. It's a goal. Michigan finally somehow got it in the net to tie the game.
Boyle with Marchand in the zone. Scores! Marchand does it again!
Welcome back to On the Blue Line. Today we'll be breaking down the Bruins Leaf series, the Rangers Cap series, alongside with predictions for the other series. So let's get right into it. Let's start with the Bruins. So far the whole series has been actually pretty good for the Bruins. Swayman is 3-0, or actually 3-1 now.
Yeah.
With the loss last night. He has a point, or he has a .956 save percentage and a 1.34 goals against. So pretty great start for Swayman, especially for the Bruins. I think he's their number one guy in the series right now. Like the game Olmark played just wasn't good. He
wasn't awful, but the team.
He wasn't bad, but he wasn't bad, but it wasn't
what Swayman's doing right now.
It wasn't Olmark from last year or from last year's regular season either.
Yeah.
So, and then Marchand has 3 goals, 8 points. DeBrusque has 3 goals, 5 points. McAvoy has 4 assists, and Pasternak has 4 points. So, can't really tell what's bringing down the Bruins. It's not Olmark, I could tell you that.
Yeah, just that one game. I think if Swayman was in there, he doesn't let in maybe one of those.
Maybe it depends. But it was also the Bruin. I can't even tell what happened even that game.
Yeah, this is kind of a minor thing, but Shattenkirk been pretty bad.
He hasn't really done anything to contribute to the team.
Yeah, but
he's not making mistakes.
At the time, he had a -3 ± on a team that was up 3-1. Now it's 3-2, but it's when your team's winning.
I'll disagree with that.
All right.
The Bruins don't have a player on their team that's bad or is not helping them.
Yeah.
They're doing good all around. But Shattenkirk is out of the lineup tonight, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. But the Leafs keys to the series is definitely Matthew Nyes. He's the only Leaf with multiple goals. Domi as well. He has 4 points, leads the team, and then Woll. What a game from Woll the other night. Yeah. I think that was the key thing that they won, how they won. He just stuffed Frederick on that goal where Frederick should have just lifted the puck. It should have been it was just an easy goal for Frederick, but Woll stuffed him. Woll just played great the rest of the game, which was really good. So, and he only gave up 1 goal that game, and he had 27 saves.
Yeah. That was the other win that they had, I believe. But,
yeah.
Woll, I don't know why he didn't get a chance earlier. Samsonov just wasn't good in the regular season. I generally think that, the Leafs have to give up on him.
Yeah, Samsonov is just, he's an okay goalie, but, he's bringing down the team. He has a .883 save percentage, and he's allowed 3.31 goals. That's bad stats for a goalie. I would be embarrassed, kind of, especially in the playoffs. You shouldn't be letting up more than 2-3 goals a game.
Yeah.
But Connor Hellebuyck did that, and same with Georgiev.
Well, Georgiev also, he's been pretty bad, but the Avs don't have anyone else to go.
Yeah, but talking about Austin Matthews, him and Marner have been a ghost this series.
Yeah,
I'll give it. But honestly, I'll give it to Matthews. They say he's been dealing with an illness, and players will play on their deathbed during the playoffs.
Yeah,
to play in the playoffs. There's got to be something really wrong with Matthews, and he's out of the game tonight. There's got to be something really wrong with him.
Yeah, and both the second pair and third pair defensemen for the Leafs have a negative ±, which is just something to point out. But Riley and Labushkin have been pretty good for the most part.
Yeah. And then, so moving on from that series, getting to the Rangers series where they swept the Capitals 4-0. Star players for the Rangers, I think, are Mika Zibanejad. He had 7 points. Trocheck leading the team with 3 goals, and he also has 6 points. Roslovic and Laugh both have 4 points each. Great. I'm gonna give it to Roslovic coming in mid end of the season.
Yeah.
Like, he's found his place in the Rangers lineup.
Yeah, and he's definitely like silencing some people who are saying that he deserves to be moved down from that top line.
I don't think so.
Well, I'm saying like from the regular season, people didn't like how he was playing, but from that series, he definitely silenced some people.
Yeah, he's showing a lot of people what he can do.
Yeah.
Like, being on Columbus, like, it's hard to prove like what you can do when being on such a bad team, but like being on a team with good players who know how to play with other good players, he's doing it.
Yeah, and I mean, also with Hedel coming back, I think he definitely has secured his spot. Hedel will probably play on the third line with like Kako and Cooley or something like that.
And then speaking about bottom lines, the fourth line out for the Rangers have 3 goals and 6 total points.
Yeah,
Like,
they were pretty good.
Rempe and Gaudreau are they're great. They work really well together.
Yeah, and VZ had a solid series as well.
Yeah. I don't really think there's like really anything bringing the Rangers down. Like,
Yeah.
Maybe
Schneider was a little rough. He was playing very sloppy. I
yeah,
just
and
felt
he
like.
has 12 penalty minutes, which is not good. Like, that's bad to have in the playoffs. You don't want to put teams on the power play. I get it. Yeah, it was the Capitals, but they have Alexander Ovechkin. But they did leave Ovechkin to 0 points, which is very, very surprising.
Yeah. Some couple bright sides, I guess, for the Caps. Farivari, 2 goals and assists. He was like one of the Caps who I felt like actually looked good in that series. Farivari. Wilson had a goal and 2 assists, but like also he just took really stupid penalties for the Caps. So
Yeah.
I feel like that cancels out his goal and the assists. And then Ovechkin silenced, didn't do anything.
Just what an awful series for Ovi. Like, I get it. Like, he's old, but like, you're still playing in the NHL. You should be able to get at least 1 point.
Yeah. And then Charlie Lindgren, .864 save percentage, .358 goals against. That's just not acceptable in the playoffs.
But I mean, you're playing the best team in the league.
Best team in the league, and also his defense did not play good in front of him.
Yeah.
But I felt like they could have given Kemper a chance in at least Game 4, maybe Game 3.
Yeah.
But I felt like it wouldn't have changed too much.
But to get into talking about the rest of the series that are left, well, the Islanders Carolina beat the Islanders, which I thought the Islanders, like, the last 2 games, they looked pretty good, but like, they just couldn't hold on to that lead. And then moving on to Dallas and Vegas, I think Vegas is going to come out of it.
Yeah. I mean, the wins that Dallas have gotten, they've been pretty close. And I feel like Ottinger is not what he used to be. At least right now. I think he'll come back from this next year, but he's not that great right now.
Yeah, and with the Stars, like, the Stars did win last night, like 3-2, but I think Vegas is going to win. And then with like just Vegas's whole entire team, I think they're just
Too much depth.
Exactly, and they have basically their whole team has been in playoff situations like this before.
Yeah.
And I think they're gonna do good.
And then the other couple series that were finished, the Oilers just last night they beat the Kings.
Yep. I knew the Oilers were gonna win. Like, they're just the better team by far.
The Kings definitely were not
going anywhere. They have a good depth, but like,
Talbot is not a playoff goalie.
But like, they're playing the 2 best players in the NHL.
Yeah.
McDavid and
Draisaitl,
which is just great. And then also, Florida beat Tampa.
Yeah,
which wasn't a surprise.
Tampa showed very little life in that series.
Yep.
Vasilevsky probably should have been a little better.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little bit of an end of an era for Tampa with Stamkos going.
Well, we'll see about. Honestly, I think he might come back they might sign him for another year or two.
It's possible, but it's just he's not what he used to be at all.
And then with the last series, obviously Boston and Toronto,
3-2.
3-2, which the game is tonight. I think, obviously, me as a Bruins fan, I want them to win. But, like, once again, Matthews is out. I'm assuming that Wool is going to start. But one of the Bruins' top players right now, Danton Heinen, he's also out. He's a day-to-day undisclosed injury. So
Should be a good fight tonight.
yeah, so we'll see what happens. The game's at 8. It's a prime time. So I think it'll be a good game. I really hope the Bruins come out on top, though.
Yep.
And then our last series is Vancouver versus Nashville. That hasn't ended yet.
I think Vancouver's going to
I think Vancouver is going to come away with the last game. They're just overall just better than Nashville.
All right. That's going to do it for this week's episode. We'll see you next week.